Hello and good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Dr. Stacey Cooper, health and wellness expert at drstaceycooper.com, founder of Lifestyle Balance Solutions, creator of the Balanced Living Academy, and author of the Healthy Fuels Cookbook. So thank you so much for joining me here today. Dr. Stacey, where I do healthy your body better for better body function naturally. This is our live Q&A, so be sure to put any questions or comments right on the post here. I can see them, we can engage, and let me know where you're listening from, and be sure to share what you hear with your friends. You can share this post, you can share the video, you can share the links, send some hearts and likes, and I would truly appreciate that. So I am founder of Lifestyle Balance Solutions, and that is also the name of our Facebook page. And that is where you can find all of our previous episodes. This is episode number 89 of Ask Dr. Stacey, and I've had a lot of fun providing these episodes for you. So all of the episodes are tagged in their topic. So if there's something specific that you like to hear about, then you can find them all on Lifestyle Balance Solutions on Facebook. And you can see all the previous episodes. So we talk about healthy fuels for the body because that truly affects how your body functions. If you put diesel fuel in a gasoline engine, it won't function effectively or efficiently. So it's really important the foods that you put in your body. Decrease inflammation by how fuelly important. We also talk about exercise and the benefits of stretching versus strengthening. We talk about yoga. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to pop in where you're listening from. Send me some comments here in the chat, and I'd love to hear some questions from you. We also talk about not only exercise and foods, but stress reduction. Nourishing your spirit, nourishing your creative side, getting in touch with that, how to bring your body to a calm state and a resting level. So when one area of your life is stressed, then your body won't function efficiently or effectively. So it's important to not only feed your body well, but to manage all aspects of your life. And that's why I've created the Balanced Living Academy. Thanks for popping on. We're seeing more viewers showing up today. Thank you so much for joining us here. You can send your comments right here in the chat. Let me know where you're listening from. I'd love to see how far we're reaching. So you can also find the other episodes on my YouTube channel. If you don't happen to Facebook, they're all on YouTube as well. So you can search out Dr. and all the videos from Ask Dr. Stacey. We're up to episode number 89 now, and you can find out all of the healthy living tips that I provided there. When you like what you hear and what you see, then be sure to share it with others, because your friends may have similar interests as you. That's how you got to be friends in the first place. And so you can always share these videos and this information with them as well. Learn how to fuel their body naturally for effective body function. So thank you for joining me today. We're talking about fuel specifically and about nourishing of your body and how you can affect how cancer develops, how it regresses, and what type of environment you're providing within your system so that your body can function the best that it can. So today we're talking about healthy fuels, and coconut specifically is our topic, and I have a really awesome recipe to share with you today that is so absolutely delicious and so healthy for you. You can have it for breakfast or dessert, many different options here. So I can't wait to dive into this. Now, coconut oil has many benefits, and there's many different things that you can use for. In regards to sauteing and in the kitchen, use cold pressed olive oil for your frying or sauteing, because cold pressed olive oil does not tolerate heat well, and you will see that when you heat it up, that black smoke comes, that denatures the oil and it loses all of its healthful properties. So olive oil is great for salads, glazes, things like marinades as well, because you want to keep it at a cooler temperature, not for cooking. So we want to continue to use healthy fats for your cooking. Switch to coconut oil for your sauteing. Coconut oil is naturally a solid at room temperature. If you are purchasing coconut oil that is a liquid at room temperature, it has been refined, it has been altered, and that is not what you want. We are all about getting rid of processed, packaged, and foods that have been altered out of their natural state because they lose their healthful properties. Whenever the process that occurs to a food stuff becomes food, because it's taken further and further away from its natural elements, and that's why it has an increased shelf life, and that's why it can stay on the shelf longer, because there's nothing left organic left to rot. So that means that your body doesn't have any nutrients that it can gain from it either. So packaged items that are highly processed and contain preservatives and chemicals and that sort of thing, they're not good for you at all of any nature. So coconut, let me share some more with you specifically about coconut. And actually, cranberry, orange, pecan, low in my cookbook. I just made that yesterday for our Empowered Women's Circle gathering, coconut flour in that recipe as well. I often change up the flours. So it's all about providing a low glycemic index to reduce spiking of blood sugar levels. It's all about providing gluten-free, so reducing inflammation in the body, reducing the cortisol levels that result because of inflammation, and fueling, so I have more options to use. Joining us, know where you're joining, and I use all different kinds of flours. So in the recipe book, I do use whole brown rice flour, amaranth flour, and coconut flour, but you can also use almond meal. There's many different flours that you can use, and oftentimes I'll switch it up. Now you will play with the texture a little bit depending on the different flours that you use, so that is a thing that you want to be concerned about. But when you're using flours and substituting them for whole wheat flour or white flour, which is white flour and whole wheat flour are very bad. Flour spikes your blood sugar levels faster than white table sugar. No word of a lie. So when a dietitian is telling you that you should be eating a sandwich for lunch and you're diabetic patient, they are out because white flour, white bread, whole wheat bread spikes your blood sugar levels faster than white table sugar. Both of those, anything you're talking about, potato starch, tapioca starch, and rice starch to substitute for the wheat. The problem with this is, and Dr. William Davis talks about this in his book, the Wheat Belly book, is that this spikes your blood sugar levels the same as wheat, because rice starch, potato starch, and tapioca starch are all highly processed, just like wheat is. So it's immediately absorbed into your bloodstream. It's very easily digestible because it's already broken down in the processing, and it spikes your blood sugar levels. So when you're using whole flours, amaranth flour, which is naturally gluten-free and is a more complex flour, when you're using coconut flour, which is a high-fiber flour, it's a gluten flour, and complex, now you are providing substances for your system which are complex. They take longer for your digestive system to break them down. That means there's a much more gradual release into the bloodstream, which means that it does not spike blood sugar levels, which means that you stay satisfied for much longer. Your pancreas is happy, your insulin levels are happy, and your body can continue to function optimally. This is what I'd love to share, that you can keep an eye out for purchasing and consuming your flour for fueling your body with whole natural foods. So let's get to coconut. There's many, many uses of coconut. One thing I'll add right now is that coconut oil is great for oil pulling. This is through Rabbinic method, ancient teaching. When you use coconut oil, put a teaspoon in your mouth and just let it melt. Because you have so many capillaries in your mouth, you have lots of blood flow there, which means that the oil can pull the toxins and chemicals out of your bloodstream directly into the oil. It's also a great natural. Thank you for joining us here. Just pop in on our live doing. Also whiten to your teeth now. And it's very, very easy to do. And coconut oil has a pleasant, so just in your mouth, 10 if you can, whatever your tolerance is. You can slowly build up your tolerance. And this will draw toxin chemicals out of your system. And it's a great way to help. Now, do not spit it in the sink. It is a solid at room temperature. I told you, spit it into your drain, become a solid plumber. Emails coming to me saying, Dr. Stacey, now I need a plumber. So when you spit it out, be sure to put it in a Kleenex, throw it in the trash. Do not spit it in your drain. But it's a simple, easy, cost-effective way, delicious way. Don't swallow it because you don't want those toxins going back into your system. You want to discard them out. So that's another great use for coconut oil. It's also a great moisturizer, great makeup remover, many things that you can use it for. So let me share with you coconut. The creamy white fat, super important, neurological brain function, staving off Alzheimer's and dementia, is a type of saturated fat that is an antibiotic and good for you. Coconut oil is a great natural antibiotic. More than 80% of the calories in coconut are from fat, and although much of this fat is evidence that they are healthy fats, of which there are dietary sources. The risk of heart disease. One fats called lauric acid, good cholesterol, the HDL in the blood. Also seem to have anecdotal evidence that coconut oil may ease Alzheimer's disease. This has been shown stages of Alzheimer's in the early stages. The nut also contains phytosterols, which have a total cholesterol lowering effect, and the coconut flesh is a good source of fiber. And this is where coconut flour is made from, is the coconut flesh. One of the few sources of dietary medium chain fats linked to heart protection is found in coconut. It can increase your HDL cholesterol, which is your good cholesterol levels. It can increase this. It's strongly antibiotic effects. It can help to reduce gingivitis when you're using it for oiling. Also apply it to some wounds as well because it's have a natural antibiotic effect. Improve symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. So practical tips: coconut flour and dried coconut are forms of coconut, and they are good for keeping in the pantry. You can use the flour in baking, but follow coconut specified recipes to be sure that you get good results. And I talked about this earlier. Talked about orange pecan, where I this time in the recipe may have to play a little bit with the texture when you're substituting different flours in recipes. But it's a great alternative. And it turned out just delicious. And there's also coconut oil in the loaf as well. That can be found in my cookbook that's on my website. You can receive the cookbook as a PDF. And it's located right on the website, just drstaceycooper.com. And there you will see it's all wheat-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, gluten-free, and healthy for you. It's there. All of my kids can make, and they love into. This is the clear side of a whole coconut. As it is, you can drink it just as it is. While coconut milk is made, and I Thai Kitchen, which is a black and red can, because there are no preservatives in the can, which is important to me. There's no BPH is important to me. No, I will use this and healthy fats against the grain nightly of the. Let me tell you, low-fat diets remove fat, which means that they're processing food, which takes it away from its natural state, which is not as healthy for you. It eliminates the fat when they takes a huge portion of the value away from food. and it tastes much different. So huge. You're in the diabetic connection. You're starving the body, nervous system. The brain is your computer. You're starving it of healthy fats, which is super important. And if you're starving that, what do you think is going to happen? But dysfunction and malfunction, MS, all of these things. We're seeing this more and more, consuming a low fat. It's important to know what fats are healthy for the body, because not all fats are, and certainly margarine, and you move away from plastic, flies won't even part. Back to coconut. Oil and healthiest fats that you can use for frying. I just talked about that a little bit earlier. It is a solid at room temperature. That's how you want it. Purchasing it as a liquid at room temperature, it has been processed, and you won't have as much healthy benefits from it. It is slower than other cooking oils, even at heat. Particularly the unsaturated fats, and they're not denatured in high heat. And that's why I said don't use for frying. With mango quinoa. Not only is this a great healthy fat, tasty, delicious, but it's great protein, and you can use this as a breakfast. You can use it as a dessert, like a tapioca type of pudding kind of thing, and delicious. So here we go. 1 1/4 cup of coconut milk that you would use, and you put that in as well. 1 1/4 cups, long cups of white quinoa that you've rinsed. You place that together in a pan. To cook it over medium heat and bring it to a boil. Then you're going to reduce the heat and cover it to 20 minutes, just like you would cook quinoa anytime. Quinoa generally cooks just like rice, and you want 2 times of liquid of quinoa for minutes, and that's that. Now you're going to cover it and set off the heat, liquid to be absorbed, and so that the quinoa fluffs up, and then you can just fluff it with a fork and transfer it to a bowl. You're also then going to take 1 large ripe mango, about 1 1/4 pounds, and you're going to peel the mango, discard the pit, and coarsely chop the flesh. You will need about 2 cups of mango flesh, and put it into a food processor. Now, you can either use agave nectar, which is the best sweetener with the lowest glycemic index, and you're just going to sweeten to taste. Now, this recipe calls for sugar. I don't recommend sugar. It spikes blood sugar levels, and that's the whole thing that we're avoiding, the diabetic connection. So that's why I'm swapping out sugar for agave nectar. You can also use 100% pure maple syrup complex. It doesn't split white. Now another one that you can use is honey, because you want unpasteurized, because honey as well is a great antibiotic, but it will have a different taste. So you just choose what sweetener works best for you. These are all natural sweeteners. And when I'm talking about maple syrup, I'm not talking about this grocery store table syrup. I'm talking about 100% pure Canadian maple syrup. So those are alternatives that you can use. You would just use tablespoons or so. Just use of 1 lemon, and you're going to squeeze that into the food processor. Also, 1 1/2 chunk, squeeze the ginger in a garlic press and add that juice. Delicious and incredible. You're going to process this for 30 seconds to make a smooth puree. If you want, you can leave a chunk here if you want. You can leave half the mango out of the processor and just dice it and have more texture in your dish. It's completely up to you. And you're going to mix it. And then mix the mango into it. You can also toast some coconut chips. So you can take the the coconut flesh. You can dry it if you so choose, just a cookie sheet or a pie plan in the oven and just let it dry at 250 for 30 minutes, something like that, 300 degrees for 30 minutes. And you can also use some lime wedges to decorate the dish. So you would divide the mixture among the 4 bowls and sprinkle with the blueberries and the coconut chips if you so choose, and then serve. This is a great breakfast. It's high in protein. Very to have it for a lunch meal all on its own. It's completely up to you. Simple, 15 minutes it's ready, because while it's cooking and simmering on the stove with the quinoa, you already have the puree made. You mix it together. There it is. Boom, done. And I'm all about fueling your body better for better body function, and with rest simple and my more porridge, cream of wheat. We don't want wheat, so instead of oatmeal, this is what they'll do. So I thank you for joining me. I also want to share with you that I have a free live webinar coming up. It'll be on next Tuesday, November 14th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. This is where I'm going to share with you cravings, how to kick them to the curb for good, and how to has nothing to do with willpower. It's not your fault. How that there's a mechanism in the brain that is actually tricked when you consume wheat. So I'm going to show you how you can kick your cravings for good. You can go to this link right here, gethealthyquickstart.com, and that's where you can register. There's already 2 pre-training videos already out there for you.com. Enter your name and email, and you'll receive for free the 2 pre-training videos. Also, click the link at that page to get the information webinar, because then my platform can send you a link where you can listen in live. You're just going to go to this healthyquickstart.com. Everything is free. You can join us next Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, live and on the line. I'll be able to answer questions directly on the webinar, be able to get the link for the and then that way you'll get the website, .com. You find a series of energy drainers where you can follow those simple, easy steps and incorporate them into your life to fuel your body better. And be sure to drop me an email, Dr. Stacey at drstaceycooper.com. Send me your questions, comments, things that you would like to hear about on this live free interactive program. Ask Dr. Stacey, and I will bring them forward for our next episodes coming up. So if you like what you hear, be sure to share it with your friends. Send some love and some hearts. Hit the like button. Join our page, Lifestyle Balance Solutions, on Facebook. Click the like button there, and then you'll get notifications when I'm hosting these live Ask Dr. Stacey's. I host them Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12, and you can all recordings available on Lifestyle Balance on Facebook, on my YouTube, Dr. Stacey. I wish you a day and enhanced vitality. Take care. We'll chat soon. Bye for now.